Under my strategy, working with states, we will ban urban camping and create tent cities where the homeless can be relocated and their problems identified. And for those who are severely mentally ill and deeply disturbed, we will bring them back to mental institutions where they belong.
And your rebuttal, Mr. Carville.
We have no response. That was perfect.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Let's say you were a star athlete and you get to play for the hometown team, like the place you were raised, okay? So this should be your people, all right? Everybody knows you, everybody grew up with, and you get to take the field, right, for your first time wearing the colors of the home team, and the crowd boos you. And they start throwing batteries. And they start throwing little rocks, little pebbles. And they start hurling like beers, right? Like the metal beer cans, okay? The aluminum cans, the really heavy ones. And that really hurts. And you're like, what the hell? You are the people who should be cheering for me. This is exactly what, if Joe Biden still had a functional cortex, prefrontal cortex here, he would be saying. He would be saying, what the hell is wrong with you? Young people, minorities, black people, Latinos, Asians, everyone. Why are you all abandoning me? But specifically young voters. So there are a couple of key demographics that Democrats can always depend on. Young voters, one of them, right? Young voters are stupid. They have brains that are not fully developed. They are susceptible to catchphrases and bright, colorful campaigns, advertisements. Barack Obama took advantage of this. They are susceptible, obviously, to groupthink. And let me tell you what, the person who has broken that chain is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is so unpopular with young people. His old surrogates who are like knocking on death's door are beginning to scream at them in rage and spittle out of their mouth. First off, let's look at a couple of the headlines here. Donald Trump is gaining ground with young voters. Donald Trump gets a surprise boost with young voters among Biden disillusionment. Young voters helped Biden to victory. They are abandoning him this year. Joe Biden falls behind Donald Trump with young voters. Key group ahead of 2024, poll says. So let me read this correctly. Donald Trump is winning the youth vote. Oh, yeah. Brand new polling now says that among young voters, younger than 35, 48% supports Trump. The TikTok generation supports Trump. Millennials support Trump. Gen Z supports Trump. Trump, leading candidate, GOP nominee, is leading with youth voters. Oh my heavens. He's leading with all voters, too. Trump maintains lead over Biden in 2024 matchup as views on their presidencies diverge. We predicted this. The farther away you get from Donald Trump's presidency, the better it is going to look when the psyops end. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, Trump's at 49 to 43. But if you insert other third-party candidates in there, Donald Trump wins by 10 points over Joe Biden. How unpopular is Joe Biden, according to 538? Joe Biden's super unpopular. Look at this chart. In an election year, you'd assume that numbers would start to tighten a little bit. Joe Biden is so insanely unpopular. Donald Trump is leading Joe Biden in every single battleground state. Every single one. 66% of Americans disapprove of Joe Biden's handling of the economy. 70% rated as poor. The economy is overwhelmingly the most important issue for voters. This is not insignificant. CNN screams.
Americans don't assess the economy through the economic indicators and data that we all report on constantly. They assess it through how they feel about it. 34% currently approve of Biden's handling of the economy, so significantly lower than his overall job approval. 66% disapprove. And when you ask, how is the economy going today? What's your rating of it? 30% of Americans say it's good. 70% of Americans say it's poor.
You know who's poor? Young people. You know who are the people that are like the most destitute, who can't buy houses, who are just trying to like get a little bit of bankroll? I mean, it's one thing if you've had 50 years of your 401k working for you and your IRA. It's a totally different thing when you're starting from zero. So young people are the ones getting screwed over. That's why young people are backing Donald Trump. That's why young people are fleeing Joe Biden. So there's this old creepy cretin. His name's James Carville. I mean, this is literally his face. Okay? It's literally it's like the Jeff Dunn. He has like a Muppet, like an old man Muppet. Looks just like this. You little effing 26-year-old. James Carville mocks young people who don't just roll over and vote for Democrats. This is an amazing clip. Seeing all of the polling out, James Carville finally snaps and starts lashing out at young people. Never a great sign.
They get a hold, there will be no government left. There'll be no rights left. You'll live under theocracy. You'll end up with Christian nationalism. But that's all right, you little 26-year-old. You don't feel like the election's important to me. They're not addressing the issues that I care about.
Oh, okay. You little effing 26-year-old. You're not addressing the issues that I care about. How about this? How about this poll? How about this? Are they addressing the issues you care about? This is the polling average. It's actually far worse in many polls than this. The polling averages say that people hate Joe Biden.
Poll, which was conducted by SSRS, finds Trump is leading Biden, who has ample work to do with his base and with independent voters who are breaking to his GOP rival. In a head-to-head race, 49% of voters say they'd pick Trump for president, compared to 43% for Biden. That's a 9-point Trump advantage with independent voters.
No, you little effing 26-year-old. You little effing 26-year-old.
Add in third-party candidates, and Trump's lead jumps even more. He has 42% to Biden's 33%, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. gets 16% of the vote.
Ladies and gentlemen, who would be a third-party person? Who's the kind of person that would like a vote third party? Charlemagne the God really doesn't like Joe Biden. He's not going to vote for Donald Trump, and here's what he has to say.
Is that age? Is it the way he is? I mean, why do you? What's the problem?
I don't think it has anything to do with age. You know, I think it has just everything to do with him. Like Donald Trump is 3 years younger than President Biden, but he just comes off a lot more youthful. He comes off, like he has a lot more energy. And I always say this about them: Donald Trump seems more sincere about his lies than Joe Biden does about his truth.
Yeah, baby. You want to know how panicked people are right now? You don't know how panicked? Like, it's really, really panicked. So if you were the athlete and everyone started throwing batteries at you when you came on the field, you would say, I don't want to do this anymore. The press are now openly in panic about Joe Biden debating Donald Trump, openly advocating for there not to be a debate.
What Jen Psaki's reaction would have been like if she was still in the White House when she heard President Biden blurt out during a live interview that he was going to debate. Because Biden folks don't want him to debate. They don't want to give Trump that platform and risk exposing Biden like that on national TV.
Except I was thinking if I was in my old job from 2 years ago, you also don't want him to say no because no is weak and no is fear. So you have to say yes.
You don't want him to debate? Please don't debate. We're defending democracy. Nobody talk. Lock him up. Take him off the ballot. We're defending democracy. Don't debate. Lock him up. Take him off the ballot. Sue him into oblivion. Charges up the wazoo from the DOJ. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The American people see through this. And actually, I bet you could argue that this has absolutely made it much worse for Joe Biden. It's incredible the way that fate works on this earth. It's incredible the way that the twists and turns of fate and them going after Trump and their prosecutions of Donald Trump have actually increased his popularity. It's called the Nelson Mandela effect. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 30 years in South Africa, comes out a free man and wins the presidency in a landslide. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is something that is happening here in this country. It's very exciting to live through. Keep a stiff upper lip, okay? Chin up. We're gonna win. It's your boy Benny. Join us in winning. Like, share, subscribe. See ya.